everybody. Welcome to the 127th episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan.
What's happening? How's it going?
Who has a camera for once.
I do.
So glad to have you, Mr. Rhino.
And I got the lights in here, too, so you can actually see my
That's right. We have illuminated you.
This song just really gets me jazzed. Really gets me jazzed.
It gets a lot of people going. It does.
Yeah.
I've heard any country where this podcast starts getting broadcast, the amount of road rage incidents and just drug-induced rage fires.
Yep.
Bar fights and board meetings.
Oh, boy. Oh, you didn't bring it in.
Well done. Well done. Oh, no, I did not bring in the Juggernaut, although it did show up.
He does have it.
Yeah, I do. It's gorgeous. I'll actually have to go get it and post something about it on the old Instagram. Whew, happy Monday, everybody. Happy episode 127. How's everybody doing?
Oh, you know.
Good.
Swell.
Good.
Living the dream.
A lot of energy here in the room. How's everybody doing? I just got to say it was a long day.
I mean,
A lot of Eeyores. A lot of Eeyores in here.
I don't feel really good. I don't like human contact.
accurate.
Jeez Louise. You guys act like you've never heard of Geared Hardware. The rugged yet stylish watches that are the perfect accessory for the man or woman who's always on the go. Whether it's a board meeting or a bar fight, I mean, made with high quality materials and backed up by a lifetime warranty? No? Nobody?
No.
You can rest assured that your geared watch will be there for you when you need it most. And if this isn't compelling enough, you should go to www.gearedhardware.com and use promo code ALTEREGO20 to get 20% off your order.
Do it.
Send your boy one. That's all I'm saying.
Press pause right now and go do it.
I need you to take it off about 10% there, Squirrely Dan. Yeah. But I mean,
You don't even got to press pause. Keep your AirPods in. Just go get you one.
that's right. That's right. You can go. I like how we're saying you have to physically go somewhere.
Right.
But if
You
you
don't.
are going to physically get up and go anywhere, you should probably smell good. Using Forge Supply Company. You know, they offer the curated line of craft soaps and beard care handmade in the USA, offering scents like coffee and cream, coconut, citrus, cedarwood, and many more. You should definitely check out their full line of craft soaps, beard oil, and beard balm online at forgesupply.com. For U.S. shipping on all orders over $35 and get an additional 10% off your order with promo code ALTEREGO. I don't know why I put the extra southern twang on that, but I did. Here we are.
I liked it.
Yeah.
More soap.
Real
Real
soap.
soap. No bullshit.
No bullshit.
You
That's
left
right.
me hanging.
I know.
Like, I don't know what to
He's
do
like,
right now.
what do I do with my hand?
What do I do with my hands? How did everybody do? Did everybody get a chance to tune into the Alter Ego stream starring Arachnaboy and Periodic Man?
And periodic.
Yeah.
He was only there periodically.
He was only there periodically.
About that.
I gotta say, you were about, having done the entire event, you were about 90% of the way through it, and
Yeah.
out of nowhere, booted.
Did you get anything like any? Did you miss out on any of the special stuff or no? Okay.
No, I watched Arachnaboy through the stream on my iPad, so
Yeah, literally the remainder of the stream that he missed was on YouTube the next day. Literally.
No, I meant like if you got any special loot stuff.
Yeah, no, he got it just for logging in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I was saying.
yeah.
So we didn't miss anything there.
Nice.
It's just so ironic that Periodic Man halfway through was like, you know what? Fuck it.
I'm out.
I'm gonna go lay down.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go
ahead.
take a nap.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
What? Never mind. I don't care.
I'm done with this.
You know, it made me think. I had that little joke about getting up to go anywhere, and all these ads about Avatar, and it made me really salty.
Why?
It really did. Because a lot of these, I'm going to sound like a really old man here, but a lot of these young whippersnappers
Oh boy.
never had to go to a movie with no idea what it was about and go and sit through an absolutely god-awful movie in the theaters.
I'm having to walk
Now it's
there
on
barefoot,
Netflix. Now
5
you
miles
get
both ways.
Yeah, in the snow.
And
now-
barefoot, just to get a Snicker bar.
Now, you sons of bitches.
You know, you're having a real get off my lawn moment right now.
I am. But seriously, I was like, damn, I remember seeing this movie, and I forget the name of it, thank God. But it was about some Viking kid who was adopted by Native Americans. And I remember walking in and like 30 seconds going, oh no. Because I knew I was about to spend 2 hours watching just god-awful cinema. And now, like, you know, there's so many ads, so many previews, so much like good marketing that lets you know if the movie's probably going to be good or not. I mean, it's not even one of those things where you used to have to go to Blockbuster and hope the tape was good and read the story on the back and ask the completely untrustworthy person behind the counter, hey, is this any good? Yeah. Whatever, I just work here. And then you get home and it's not even rewound.
Half the people here don't even know what Blockbuster is.
Well, one of them doesn't, that's for sure. She'll never have to grow up.
I should say.
She'll never have to grow up in a world with Blockbuster. But anyway, I don't know what sent me on that rant earlier, but I remember like thinking about Avatar and being like, like that movie's a good one and it's just handed to you on a silver platter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just know it's going to be good. What's the last movie that we saw in the theater that was god awful?
Thor.
Yeah. Thor.
You and us three, actually us four, when the fifth was still inside the fourth there. All went to the midnight premiere of that.
Yeah.
Oh, and the movie was called Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, thank you.
It sounded so familiar.
Pathfinder. That movie was bad.
Like I remember 5 minutes into it, looking at the person next to me and going, okay, let me break this down for you. I think I've talked about it on this show before, Pathfinder, and been like, this is what's going to happen. They're going to come back. The kid's going to fight for him, and and to the T, everything that I said was going to happen happened.
Can I tell a very quick story about not having previews and walking into a movie you have no idea about?
Absolutely.
Signs.
Oh God.
Very good movie. M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's got Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix. It's a very good movie.
There's the Wisconsin. M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan, you know.
So I'm 15 years old. My buddy, I'm having a sleepover. It's one of those Friday nights. You're hanging out at your buddy's house, pizza, movies, the whole nine. He goes, let's go watch this movie, Signs. I'm like, all right, I've never even heard of it. Whatever.
Yeah.
We get there. The theater's darken.
Yeah.
Those violins hit you right off the bat.
Never seen
Screeching.
it.
You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I have never been scared shitless more in a movie than I have watching Signs. And it's not even that scary of a movie.
No, it really isn't.
That's how I felt about Event Horizon. I saw Alan Grant from Jurassic Park, and I saw Lawrence Fishburne, and I immediately was just like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." And it's about a spaceship that goes to hell. And go watch Event Horizon in the dark. You'll have a great time.
No thanks.
That's one of the reasons why I don't like to see trailers, though.
Yeah,
it's because I like walking in just having no idea what I'm about to watch.
Yeah. Sorry, our little Missy is having an evening here. She's being a little sassy, McFrath. But anyway, let's get into a little bit of gaming news, shall we? Let's do that. The Witcher, the remake that's coming out. What is it? Witcher 3 that they're redoing?
Yeah, Witcher 3. Yep.
Apparently that one, they're starting to say, "Oh, we needed this to be an open world single player experience." Sounds pretty familiar.
I thought that's what the original already was.
Yeah, right. Was it not open world before?
I think they were talking about. I thought it was supposed to be the first one that they were remaking.
Is it? I don't think it's the first one.
No, because we talked about The Witcher 3 before being remade, about how it's not as big of a title to draw people in as like the Witcher 3 expansion game that you had mentioned. What was the name of that?
The expansion was Wild Hunt, I thought.
Hunt, yeah.
Yes. This is just the Witcher 3, the regular Witcher 3.
Right.
And to be honest, I've never played a single Witcher game.
Same.
I mean, I've played it for a little bit. The controls are too clunky. I didn't like it. I didn't go any further with it, so it is what it is. I just think this is the way games are going now. Everybody wants the open world. It's no longer going to be that linear path where you're dropped into the box and you need to do object A, B, or C. If it's like a top tier game, I don't think that's going to be the way games go anymore. They want you to be able to explore. They want you to be able to have to take a couple hours from cross map to cross map.
Yeah, Ragnarok is exactly that right now. I'm 38 hours in. I only have 2 of the 9 realms at 100%.
Wow. That's insane. That's very time consuming. It's kind of intimidating too when you're thinking about playing a game. But everybody has that relaxing game, right? Like you've got God of War, or is God of War that game for you?
It is that game where I can just sit down and chill, grab the controller. I have my PS5 in my bedroom, so I play a lot of that just in bed, where I'm kicked back, I'm on the pillows, I'm relaxing. It's a lot more mental than it is competitive or physical, like a Overwatch or a Call of Duty would be.
Sure.
You know, that's one of those games where you're Indian style, you're lean forward, you're like locked on the TV. It doesn't have to be that for Ragnarok. I can just chill and play.
That's good. I mean, sometimes you get those intense moments. I'm sure when the boss comes on screen, you still get into sit-up mode, as we used to call it when we were playing playing video games that got serious.
Yep.
You knew you were about to focus when you had to sit up.
Yep. Like, oh, it's real now. Oh.
But not this one. Yeah. For those of you in audio land, Ryan just did it. But yeah, this one, there's one that's coming to Nintendo Sports. They're adding golf. I don't know if that's a big deal. I don't really. I'm like, okay, now there's 2K. There used to be Tiger Woods, but there's a lot of really good golf games out there. Is that one, like, even the Mario Golf is really good.
We played hours and hours on Mario Golf, dude. I don't think it's going to do better than either of those two.
Shout out to Luigi.
Yeah, I need to pick up Mario Golf. I haven't picked it up yet.
It's a lot of fun.
It's crazy good.
Yeah. You should definitely check that one out. I don't know about that, but the one that you've played the most since I've known you, that's not the Division, is Monster Hunter. Yeah. And apparently Monster Hunter Rise is coming to consoles. What do you know about that? What's Monster Hunter Rise?
It is a game that came out last year, or I think last year around March.
And this was a PC exclusive?
Oh no, it was actually for the
Switch.
For the Switch. It was a
Switch, yeah.
Oh, so now it's coming to Xbox and PlayStation. You picking it up?
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah. Do you get to use your old guy, your old hunter? Probably not.
No.
Huh?
That's the reason I didn't pick up Rise. I'm like, I've got I think some 1,800 hours or something like that played.
Yeah, you've got a ridiculous amount of hours. He used to be on Monster Hunter.
Yeah, bro.
Relentlessly.
A lot of hours on Monster Hunter. All I play.
It's a fun game, though. I mean, it really is.
I'm trying to grind to get that at 999, and I just never made it there. I always end up helping people and doing different things. And
God bless you with the patience too, because I'd fight a monster 5 or 6 times and be like, I'm done. He's like, I'm going to try it 80 more times.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I uninstalled that game post haste.
It's one of those things when you watch high level guys play a monster, you're like, I could never do that, but I'm gonna try.
Right. So those were some of the best YouTube channel tutorials that I ever remember was Monster Hunter. They had some really good ones in terms of building armor and stuff like that. But speaking of games coming out and major things happening, Sonic Frontiers and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we've been talking about issues with those games for the last couple of weeks. Apparently they would hit some major updates, major improvements. I hope it does. I actually have kind of been cooling on Pokemon Violet because I wanted these to come out, because I have noticed a couple of these little pesky errors, and that's kind of one of the good things about new age games, right? Is that now you're going to get a
update
patch or something, or an update or some sort of improvement, and that eventually led to the live service gaming. So, I mean, good for them.
I think the live patches are a gift and a curse. When you get games like Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok, they put the time and effort into those where they didn't really need a whole lot of patches and reworks once the game dropped. But I think you see the curse side of that with games like Call of Duty, where they rush that game so quickly to get it out, and it immediately, you download the game the night it drops and it has a 10 gig update.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not great.
How are you not working these bugs out before the game drops to begin with?
Right. And you get so excited to come out, but because now advertisers
are going to pay your money.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody got time for that.
But the advertisers still got to, no, we're going to run this spot. We're going to do this. We're paying this amount of money. And let's be honest, they don't care about the user experience. They don't care about what you get on your end. They're just going to push their game out.
Because you're going to pay for it.
And another thing that's changed over the years of gaming is now they don't go through beta testing. You, the consumer, are now the beta tester.
Yeah.
And it's
a lot cheaper that way.
It's a lot cheaper that way. And they can put it behind a paywall. You really want this game? You really love this game? You can beta test it, but you got to buy it. Then
pay the $100 extra version.
Then we'll guarantee you an access to the beta and say, yeah, 100% you can play. No problem. Here, give us your $100. And that's our next one is Street Fighter 6 is having a beta in December this month. So why is a fighter a side scroller like that? Why does that even need a beta?
Well, I think for the very reason you were just talking about, you're selling the copies of it, and so it's more free advertising to sell that special edition, the $89.99 bundle, where you might get one skin or one downloadable character. Like, how many times have we downloaded that $100 version of the game, and that extra $30 has been worth it?
Very rarely to me.
Very rarely.
Very rarely. Only in the case of Gears of War have I downloaded a game early and got the special edition and really been like, okay, I'm getting everything I want here.
Yeah.
So
I think Far Cry is the only one that I did where it was like, this was actually worth it. The skins, the extra guns and stuff that you got, that was the only one I could think of right now.
Yeah. I think you got the extra edition of The Division, didn't you? You got the the good one?
That was probably one of the most worthless ones, I'm not going to lie. You had a gun that they gave you. It's good for all of 2 seconds because it's only a level 4
then you need
gun,
to upgrade.
And then you got to upgrade. And then
yeah.
I'm like, I just got all this cool shit for nothing.
Now it'd be really cool if you could upgrade that gun and keep going.
Yes.
But I got to say right now, I know we just did the Fortnite event and we had a lot of fun with that. That game, the new patch, Chapter 4, absolutely insane. So good. Like, they have made the graphics 10 times better, it feels like. New guns, new features, new everything, and it's free. I'm always down for that gaming model. I am always down for it. If you're continually updating it, adding new features, adding new content, and I don't have to pay it, sure. Get a store. I will go contribute to your game.
I can tell you the 2 games I have spent the most amount of money on have both been free games.
Yeah.
It's Fortnite and Overwatch.
Well, Overwatch one wasn't free, was it? I don't believe
it was when I downloaded it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think at first it wasn't free, but I didn't get into it until about a year after it dropped, and it was on Xbox Game Pass.
Gotcha.
But I'm not kidding when I say this. I have probably throughout the 4 or 5 years we played Overwatch, it had to have been $500
easily.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah,
and it's okay because they made it worth your while. They made it exciting.
Yeah,
I remember holiday events would come around, and even Megan would be like, well, hey, I know new skins are coming out. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
And we would go and we'd get one of the loot boxes and then just try to see what the cool skins that we could get.
It was almost like buying a lottery scratch off.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. I'm glad that that's changed. And I like the more direct approach.
I'm not going to lie. I don't like it.
You don't
I was
like
actually going through Overwatch the other last night, and because the season ends and today it's over.
Tomorrow, I think.
Yeah,
So
they're already
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know how long the battle pass is still going. I'm assuming it goes with the season, right? So I'm looking at it, and I'm like 25 levels away from level 50 or 80 or whatever it is. And I was like, I don't play Genji, but I want that skin.
Yeah.
And it's gonna cost me 5,000 credits or 50 American dollars to buy those tiers to get to that skin. Nah, fam, I ain't gonna do that.
Now I'll say this: I think Halo, what's the new Halo Infinite?
Yep,
Did a lot of things wrong. Did a lot of things wrong.
Yep.
They really did. They kind of dropped the ball. It turned into a bad game really quickly. But what they did do that I wish a lot of other games would adopt is archiving battle passes and allowing you to work on what you want to work on. So it doesn't feel like such a waste. I think it would actually be a net gain because people would be like, yeah, I want this one. I'm not going to have time to play it right now, but I'll get back to it. So I'll buy this battle pass because I know I can continue to work on it.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head right there is people who don't put in 3-4 hours a night gaming, people who might pick up a controller on a Saturday afternoon when they don't work and they don't have anything going on.
Yep.
Archiving battle passes is perfect for those people. And a lot of people don't realize that's a large majority of your gamer audience.
Right.
Is the people who will pick up that. Yeah. They pick up the controller once, maybe twice a week. They'll play for 2-3 hours and that's it.
Mm-hmm. because that's their only time. Because you know, a lot of those folks are working 9 to 5. They're not the kids who are playing when they wake up in the morning, waiting for the bus, and then getting home and playing as soon as their homework's done and going throughout the evening. They're not people with responsibilities. So I think that business model is a great way to go about things, and that kind of makes me salty about Fortnite because they archive stuff and it's just gone.
That's one of the things that I don't like about Fortnite.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't. When you guys started playing again, I was like, I want to buy this Vegeta joint, but
that'll be back.
I know I'm not gonna buy it now.
It's not a battle
I'm not
pass
really
game.
playing it. But then I'm like, half the stuff it's in and then it's gone. It's in and it's gone. I'm like, I don't play this like that. So like, I'm not putting the money into that. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one's kind of taken over for me, and that event was just, it only made it worse for me, honestly, because that event was so cool. I enjoyed every minute of it, except for sitting in the pre-lobby for 40 minutes listening to this child sit and emote, and I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah, make sure you get in there early.
I gotta.
Why?
Well, because people lost spaces. We had friends of ours that said, "Oh, the event's going on, and I can't get in." So getting in early made sense. But Rhino had the high IQ move. Messaged the kid, "Hey, I will give you 1,000 V-Bucks right now if you stop emoting." The kid stopped emoting and stared at his character the rest of the time.
And he never got his V-Bucks.
I think
he got approximately 0 V-Bucks.
Didn't you message him again 1,000 V-Bucks just to say he got 1,000 V-Bucks?
Hey, it worked. It worked. The dude stopped emoting because he sat there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, why can't you shoot and kill people in
Just-
this lobby?
Yeah.
Stop. Just make it stop, please.
Just kill him.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting with the Street Fighter beta. I don't know why that's a thing, and that we kind of went off on a tangent with that, but that's okay.
Because of the versus aspect.
For sure.
Games have been pretty bad when it comes to lobbies and lagging.
Well, there hasn't been a good fighting game in a while, though. Like a game that you want to purchase and sit down and play. There hasn't been a good versus fighting game in years, other than maybe the Switch with Mario Party. Smash Brothers. Excuse me, Smash Brothers. Yeah.
All I gotta say is I will look at a good fighting game or a well-reviewed fighting game and go, "Ooh, I can't wait to play that in 6 months when it's $8."
The Street Fighter 5 fans might be upset with you because a lot of people love that game.
Hey, Street Fighter 5 fans, I don't care.
Enjoy Street Fighter 6. I'll check it out when it's on Game Pass.
I was about to ask, is that one still exclusive to PlayStation as well?
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think those are exclusive start to the Game Pass.
No, 5 was never on Xbox.
I'm telling you right now, I got Street Fighter games that go to the Switch.
To the Switch,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yes,
but
we
not
do.
Street Fighter 5.
No, maybe not that. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's
Street
it.
Fighter 5 was 100%
But you know, they just had a
PlayStation only.
crossover though, where Akuma was on Tekken and he was cross-platform. Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Game Awards this week, the 8th, Thursday. That's going to be instaging, very instaging. I can't wait to see who wins Game of the Year, and I want to see certain things announced. I understand the Diablo 4 pre-sale announcement is about to go live.
Yeah, they'll take your money. Quick,
Oh,
won't they?
listen. I've been impatient enough. They will take my money and they'll be happy about it.
Prepared for like, we're gonna like write off some of our tax money for it. You know, whatever.
It's going to be a great one. I can't wait for that. But apparently, speaking of fighting
saving now.
games, there was expected to be a new Mortal Kombat announced, and apparently that's not a thing. So it'll be interesting to see what does get announced at the Game Awards.
Now, that is the same studio that did, what's the other big game that studio did?
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, that studio did another large title, and I can't remember the name of it now.
Yeah, I don't know.
NetherRealm Studios.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they are from the NetherRealms.
Hit the Google Music.
Okay, hold on. In the next story, for when he gets back to it, Christopher Judge, the guy who voices Kratos in God of War, wants to play him in a live-action video game.
Nope.
Sure, dope. I just think that's a bad idea because that character's so larger than life. He's so big. Kratos being what, you got it?
Got it. They did, not only did they do the Injustice storyline, they also did Arkham Origins.
That's right.
So there is a small rumor that they will still be announcing a game at the Gaming Awards, just not Mortal Kombat, the biggest one.
Got it. Well, that's one of the arguably biggest franchises in the entire world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's huge for that not to be there. So everybody wants Scorpion. But so the actor for Kratos has actually gotten in really good shape. The problem is it doesn't matter how good a shape he's in. He's never going to look like Kratos.
So he's healthy is what you're saying.
He doesn't have diabetes.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Our buddy Josh commented on a post earlier today. Anybody see that? He looks healthy, he says.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think when it comes down to it, it's going to depend on what they want to invest into the movie. Because if people are worried about the sound of Kratos and it's not going to have that big of a budget, then sure, I'll take them. But if we're giving this a big budget, if we're making this a full feature presentation on the big screen where it's got a couple $100 million for a budget, then no, he can't do it.
Right. And if
we got to get somebody bigger.
$100 million, they're going to get Batista to do it, or The Rock.
Somebody bigger in both name and stature.
That's one where I would actually point to The Rock and say he would be the perfect Kratos in terms of how big he is.
I'd rather see Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
He's not going to be playing Kratos's boots. I mean, he's a great actor. He's phenomenal, but he's not big like that.
Well, he's big. He's just not. He's not Megan. He's healthy big.
Yeah, right. He's not. Get the health department seal of approval over there. I just think it's a bad idea. Okay, so let's take, I believe, our first break of the day. Looking at where we are, yeah, we can take our first break, and then we're going to get into a little bit of DC news. There's actually some stuff to have a pretty good discussion over there. Typically, it's only, hey, James Gunn said what's up, and moving on. But there's actually some good stuff, including James Gunn on this one. So we'll take a break, and we will be right back. And we're back. Oh boy, DC got our first look at Blue Beetle. And if that image that we saw is what Blue Beetle's actually going to look like, looks pretty damn good.
Looks very good. Looks very good.
Close to comic accurate, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC did a great job. He is an expensive character. If you're wanting to do Blue Beetle and do him right, you're going to be paying the VX department quite a bit of money.
Well, I think that's exactly why he's not going to be a series. He's going to be a movie because it needed the budget. Yeah, it needed the budget to be up there with the Black Adams, the Justice Leagues, etc.
I think honestly he needs more than Black Adam because at least The Rock could wear the suit. Blue Beetle, everything is CGI about it.
Yeah, so he's going to be like Iron Man, where the only time Tony Stark ever wore normal clothes is when it was a suit.
Yep.
Otherwise, he was in that stupid CGI suit with all the dots on it.
Yeah, or you had to just see him in helmet cam. You know what I mean? Another thing that's going on, this is one that I didn't really understand. The actor Asher Angel wants to have his character interact with other heroes. Apparently he's one of the Shazam kids. And
so he is the Shazam kid.
He's not
he's the Shazam kid, yeah.
Oh, it is Shazam. And he's Billy Batson. He's Billy
Yes.
Batson. Oh,
yes.
I thought he was one of the other Shazams. Like, yeah, dude, we know you want your character to interact with people. We know. I mean, it's a solid idea because I mean, Shazam is a part of the Justice League. Yeah.
So for him to interact with Wonder Woman or Aquaman or Superman or Batman, I mean, it's a solid idea. But I also think that's him reaching for more screen time.
Yeah, and no character ever is going to sit there and go, you know what? I really don't want my character back on screen.
No.
So I just thought that was silly for him to come out and say that because a lot of the Shazam fans want that too. Zachary Levi hasn't really been that guy, but he doesn't have to be. He's actually Shazam. He's been on screen with Superman and all them other guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of Superman, Amazon is closing in on a deal for DC animated content. Now, you posted this. Does that mean the back catalog or future DC animated features? Like, are they trying to do what they did with what's the show that we covered?
Max. Oh, no.
So some of the rumors that I have read. Now, these are I'm gonna preface this with these are rumors, but some of the rumors that I have read surrounding the story is that the biggest one is that Warner Brothers is wanting to pull all of their DC content off of HBO entirely. and go with Amazon. Now that obviously that needs to be confirmed by a bigger source than the places I read it. But from what I understand, it's going to be new DC animation production. Amazon wants to go forward with DC production.
So they don't want to take that back catalog. So essentially that back catalog could stay on HBO, because I don't think that HBO would set up this deal without some sort of recourse. They weren't going to say, yeah, sure, we'll release all our stuff on HBO. And HBO's like, yeah, you could leave it anytime.
Yeah.
You probably got a pretty extensive contract.
I would have to assume as long as Warner Brothers has their DC content on HBO, the back catalog stays on HBO.
Yeah.
And whatever new stuff that is produced will have the Amazon tag and it'll be on Amazon.
Yeah, man, Bezos is coming for it all. That's it.
Jeffrey Bezos.
I was about to say that's where I wish I had the inside tracks from Bo Burnham. But yeah, so that the biggest one though, and I don't know much about this storyline, so I know Rhino, you know a lot more about DC than I do, is the image that James Gunn teased on his Instagram for the Kingdom Come line of DC Comics.
So Kingdom Come was a it originally was a short story. It's a different universe Superman.
Okay.
But it's one of the biggest, it's one of the best-selling alternate Superman storylines DC ever had. Unfortunately, this one, you know, you set me up for failure with that, and I appreciate it because I never read this one. So I do appreciate you setting me up for failure there. But
the song on that one too. See? So actually,
from what I understand though, it is an alternate Superman. It's from a different universe, but it is one of their best, like off-universe stories that they've ever sold.
Could this be the of the Michael B. Jordan Superman?
It could potentially be, yeah.
I mean, that'd be interesting. I would love to see Michael B. Jordan's new character. And it's not Kal-El. It's not Clark Kent. That's a completely
no
character. I'd love to see those two mix it up, because then you could have one of those Supermen go off the chain and have an actual legitimate threat that you could actually try to answer. I don't know.
I think this is James Gunn's way of trying to foreshadow to a DC multiverse the way Marvel has started doing it.
And the thing is, this is not going to seem like a rehash if DC does this, because they're kind of the ones who have pioneered that, just like Marvel has. It's not a copycat if DC does that. They've already got multiple universes, multiple iterations of every character. Thanks a lot, Flash. And that's why it's not going to be like a recap. But people who don't know comics are going to look at it and go, oh, DC's just doing what Marvel's doing.
Well, to be honest with you, and you know this, everyone knows this, I'm a Marvel fanboy through and through. Marvel is the one who is the copycat when it comes to comics. All of your mainstream Marvel characters, almost all of them, are based off of DC characters. Stan Lee used to work for DC.
Right.
So this is something that Marvel has done for many, many years, is copycat.
Well, unfortunately, DC fell short off the jump then.
When in terms of film,
content, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely didn't have as good a structure, but you know, at some point, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like you're gonna run out of ideas. I mean, you want somebody to be super strong and fly. You don't own that idea.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, sure, you can call them copycats, but it's just like the movies, right? They had Taken, and then 5 months later they had The Eraser. It's they make movies that are identical. They're the same idea with just a different actor.
Well, Eraser?
What is it?
Older.
Not Eraser.
The Equalizer, bro.
Eraser's
Arnold Schwarzenegger. The Eraser was from like 1995, bro.
They came out with Taken, and then it was Kindergarten Cop. It's the same thing.
Yeah. God, we had Taken, and then we had the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, what are you gonna do?
What comes out?
They come out with Deadpool, and then DC comes out with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. What the fuck is going on here?
All right, first blooper is at 39, and
but yeah, I mean, movies do that all the time. They really do. And it's to say that the comics are copying them until you start telling me, well, this guy came from Brypton, and he's somebody completely else. His name is Mark Krent. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, we're copying this a little bit.
No, it's not. His curl goes the other way.
This guy doesn't get into the telephone booth. He exclusively gets into porta potties, okay?
Yeah.
Mark Krent wears bifocals, not standard frames.
He's got the transitions lenses. Look at him here on the street. They're dark. Anyway. Let's get into some movie news, shall we? Movies and TV, huh? We got some Mando coming up. You ready for Mando season 3, Ryan?
Oh, absolutely. I am. Man, I am so excited.
Jazzed?
Bro, I asked Santa for
You do realize we can see your fucking face.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, us in YouTube land can see your face.
Yeah.
We know that you're lying.
Yeah, 110%.
He's going to have to watch 3 seasons. He's going to come in here and go, you know what, guys? That was dope. You're right. That was
Actually,
dope.
I mean, after watching Boba Fett, I actually kind of do want to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Mandalorian's at a whole other level compared to Boba Fett, and I love Boba Fett.
How do you call
I love it
Boba Fett? Please, for the love of God, explain it to me.
because I'm from Wisconsin.
It's the same
So bad.
thing. It's Boba Fett and M. Night Shyamalan went down to grab some curls over at Culver's.
Hold on, guys. I really liked Boba Fett, but when it comes to Mandalorian,
You didn't even say
see,
Mandalorian.
It's not, but this is one of those things that I don't feel like that the accent should come into play, because that's how you say his name on the show. Them on the show.
You just see Rhino's ears are steaming through the. It's Boba Fett. Who cares?
Rhino, you're looking
Baba
healthy.
Boba.
You're looking healthy, my dude.
Don't be gross. Yeah, Mando season 3. So the reason Boba Fett worked so well is because Mando set him up. Honestly, Boba Fett is not the same show without Mando being there and setting the precedence that it can work.
Yeah.
it's Mandalorian 2.5 is what Boba Fett was.
Essentially, you dedicated an entire episode and a half to Mandalorian. I don't know. Dragon Ball Super Superhero is the highest grossing Dragon Ball movie ever. This doesn't surprise me with the way this franchise has grown. I feel like almost, the next one are going to continue to be better and better. What was the one they did where they fought the reimagined Brawly?
That was Brawly 3, where he was cloned.
No.
Oh, the most recent one.
Yes.
Oh, that was just that was a Brawly remake, is what that was.
Okay, good. That one.
Yeah, that was a Brawly remake
that hit super hard and was one of the best ones out there.
Let's bring
See,
it
the thing Dragon Ball has done really well with the Super series is that they've given all of the supporting characters their due.
Yeah.
With Dragon Ball Z, it was always Goku. Vegeta would show up for 30 seconds, get bodied. Piccolo would show up for 30 seconds, get bodied. Gohan. Gohan
M. Night Shyamalan.
Gohan would show up and he would just get his GD brakes beaten off.
Gohan was down there, and I swear to God.
The thing about Super, though, is they've given all of these characters their due.
Right.
We saw a new transformation for Gohan. We saw a new transformation for Piccolo. In the fucking, what is the word I'm thinking of? The manga. Vegeta gets a new transformation. So Super is doing things really well with their characters compared to what Z did.
And Z really just made it all about Goku and Gohan. Really, that was it. Yeah. And for them to finally
over and over.
Yeah,
essentially, the first like 7 or 8 minutes was the same thing.
And that's what I kind of said when it came to Dragon Ball Z. Is some of them were good, they were revolutionary. It was definitely better than Dragon Ball. But then you look at it and go, okay, well, I know what's going to happen here. The bad guy's going to show up. He might get his butt kicked. He's going to power up. Whoever was just kicking his ass is going to die or get seriously hurt. And then the next toughest is going to show up. And we're just going to climb the ladder until Goku gets there. And then Goku's going to get his ass kicked for a little bit, pull the old switcheroo where he gets stronger, and then he's going to win. It's boring. And so for somebody else up front,
more than anything, you had to wait and find out next time.
Non-Dragon Ball Z.
That's why I couldn't
see the thing that you're right 100%, because when they remastered all those episodes, they cut out like 60 episodes worth of filler material.
They really did. They made a whole, I don't know what the new series is called where they did that, but they cut out, like, you're not kidding, 60 episodes
Dragon Ball Z Kai.
sitting
Dragon
there,
Ball Z Kai. Yeah.
just flying and just standing there going, it would be like that's all they would do, and they would talk to each other for 20 minutes or just stand there looking at each other, and then the episode's over and you're like, really?
Like, bro, throw
That was
hands.
entertaining.
Yeah, nothing.
How many times did we have Piccolo going,
Yeah.
his power.
Go on, need to focus. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But I want to watch the Kai. I want to watch the redone because that sounds like it's amazing. Because the show's really good. But you know what's really good as well? That I think I'm the only one in this room that's watched is One Punch Man.
Punch Man?
No, I haven't watched that.
No, I've watched One Punch Man.
That is a good show.
Yes.
That show, if you don't know One Punch Man, I know I've talked about it before. That is a anime that is specifically made to make fun of other animes.
Yeah.
And it does it masterfully. It makes fun of the power levels and the interactions between superheroes, and essentially the main character, One Punch Man, is so strong that all he has to do is get you with one punch and you're dead.
And it clowns on the villain so hard, dude.
It really does. It's quite hysterical to watch this show. I mean,
Saitama?
Yeah,
Saitama, that's his name.
Saitama.
Saitama?
Oh my god!
With his GD one punch?
You got any Japanese fans that are listening? Rhino is butchering you, and it's Saitama.
My apologies. My apologies.
Saitama's down there with Baba. Anyway, go watch One Punch Man. Season 1 was incredible. It was so good. Season 2 looked like it was about to do the same thing, and I feel like the finale for season 2 was but I think season 3 I've got very high expectations for. It's not on the same level as Demon Slayer for me. It's nowhere near Demon Slayer.
Now, see, that I haven't watched.
One Punch Man is good. Demon Slayer, right now, to me, is the cream of the crop.
You're wasting your life right now, bro, if you're not watching Demon Slayer.
So good. So good.
It really is great.
Speaking of shows and streaming and anime and all that stuff, even though this has nothing to do with anime, a surprising bit of news is that the new show, the Addams Family Offshoot Wednesday, broke the record for Netflix for most views in a single week. That's insane.
I watched it.
It's pretty good.
It was great. I liked it a lot. I'm excited for season 2.
They've
already announced.
Would I watch it or would I make fun of it?
You'd make fun of it.
Oh, all right. There we go, baby.
You would. I think there'd be parts of it that you would like, but I think that you would most definitely make fun of it.
So I love Louis Guzman. I think he's amazing.
He's hardly in it.
And there you go. And there you go.
So apparently the second season is supposed to focus a little bit more on the actual Addams family, but it really focuses, the series is called Wednesday.
Yeah.
It focuses on her while she's away at school.
Oh.
And it's kind of cool. Yeah.
But there are some Addams Family cameos in the first season, though, aren't there?
Oh, plenty.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Is Uncle Fester in it?
Yes.
The parents are in it too, right?
The parents are in it.
Morticia and Gomez Addams.
They are in it several episodes, but they're not really primarily in it. Uncle Fester's in it for a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Thing is in it throughout the entire series.
That's cool.
So the one thing I heard about Thing is that the hand was actually somebody's hand.
It was a hand, and
he had an actual hand actor.
Yep. And he did all the. Yep, it was really cool. I liked it a lot. I think it would
breathtaking development.
It would be fun to watch it with you now that I've already seen it, so that you can make fun of it because I've already seen it. It's like, I don't like watching shit that I haven't seen, and I'm sitting there watching with him, and he's talking over it because he's parodizing the whole fucking thing.
I do. I Mystery Science Theater all of that.
And I'm like, can I at least fucking see what happens before you start doing that shit?
That's why my wife and I can't watch her shows together. Because a lot of her shows are like Housewives of St. Pete or Housewives of.
I'd be like
Bridgerton was one. I watched Bridgerton,
oh, Jesus,
and he would come into the room and he would watch it for just a couple seconds, and I'm like, oh, is he liking this? And then he would go into the bathroom to take a dump, and the whole time he's
it's like Shorzy. He's like, give your balls a tongue.
Yes. In like an accident from the show, and I'm just like.
It's just so bad.
I have to pause it. And every time he comes in when I'm watching something, I just pause the TV now.
I remember recording 10 seconds of that show and it being some of the most god-awful television I'd ever seen. And then being like, oh my God, look at this. And she's like, I hate you. Get out of the room.
I hate you.
I don't. I don't know. I always used to make fun of Ryan's wife for watching Sons of Anarchy. I always called it.
That's a great show.
I always called it Righteous Bikers. Were you watching Righteous Bikers? We're out there dealing guns, but we've got a heart of gold.
Yeah,
I bet you they're on their motorcycle in this episode.
Yeah.
That was actually a good show, though. That was a good show.
I made her finish it by herself. I quit in like season 6. I'm like, I'm done. Right
I'm surprised you made it that far.
Right after they killed Opie, I'm like, I'm done with this show.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler alert for everybody. That show's been out forever.
Like 8 years.
Opie's not dead. He's in the upper left-hand corner of your YouTube stream right now.
We have a photocopy. We have a photocopy of Opie.
Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that.
Yeah.
You're like,
I think that was one of the first things I said to you when I met you like 7 years ago.
Quite possibly.
Oh, you look like Opie.
Right before I told somebody to call me what my dead parents called me.
Oh my God, that's one of the greatest moments of my entire life.
Yeah,
we won't get into it, but
I know we won't. We're gonna get into Marvel news actually. So Black Panther. We're gonna talk about something that's a bit of a spoiler. If you haven't seen it yet, it's been out for a while. I don't know what you're doing. If you're watching or listening to the podcast and you do every week, you've probably gone and seen it. So I'm going to err on the side of you probably know what happens. But there was obviously a new Black Panther crowned. These two are not it. So I guess it remains some semblance of anonymity here. M'Baku
crossing
and Nakia were not. Now, Nakia, I felt, was kind of the MVP. She did great.
Yes,
I love Nakia. I thought her character is fantastic. I thought if they didn't go with who they went with, Nakia would have been just the ideal person to take up the mantle of Black Panther. I know I'm kind of on an island on this because I like the other one too, M'Baku.
Honestly, I actually like Nakia better than the one they chose.
Yeah.
So.
Me too. I thought Nakia was better suited for it. I thought she had more of a background in that actress. Absolutely no offense to the Shuri actress. I think she's great, but Lupita Nyong'o, I mean, she's fantastic.
Yeah, she is.
Like she's great in everything she does. So what's the problem?
My thing with this, if I may, I apologize. My thing with this, this is going to be another spoiler, but we've already spoiled one thing. So if you're still here, I'm going to spoil another thing. At the end of Black Panther, they revealed that he has a son. So a T'Challa type figure is coming back. I think so. My idea with this other Black Panther is this: they should have made it Nakia if they were going to go with them having a child at the end of the movie.
Right.
It would have made more sense to keep going with the family line. You make Nakia Black Panther, and she's a bridge Black Panther until T'Challa's son is old enough to become Black Panther.
Right.
But I think M'Baku would have been an amazing choice.
I think he is an amazing choice. The problem there is you put M'Baku with the heart-shaped herb and you throw Namor or any of those Atlanteans against him, I don't believe it if they get shots in. Because M'Baku is so big and so imposing. I just feel like that's a lot. I don't feel like a lot of threats. Even when M'Baku's on screen anyway, I don't ever feel like he's in a lot of danger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess I can understand why they went with what they went with, and I think that's a good choice. I'm happy to see it go where it's going to go. But of those two, I feel like Nakia would have been great. But honestly, I'd have been happy with either one of them. I really would have. Let's see. Kevin Feige, speaking of Namor, hinting at more mutants coming soon in Phase 5. I think
more that we've seen or more that, I mean,
newer introductions of mutants. We talked about this a couple weeks in a row now. Obviously, they talked about man gets in fist fight at a bar with knives on his hands.
Oh, yeah.
We know that the guy from Black Widow, the big dude who arm wrestles Red Guardian, he's a mutant. We obviously know that Quicksilver has been in the MCU and Scarlet Witch. They obviously are going to be bringing in Deadpool, but they said we've already seen more mutants than we realize, which I'm interested to see who that's going to be. But my favorite one when asked about it that Kevin Feige brought up, the number one is not probably who you think. He's saying, well, I mean, obviously we have Storm, who has major tie-ins with Wakanda. She's not from Wakanda. She's from a country outside of there. But in the comic series, she does end up marrying T'Challa, and they have a child together. So, I mean, if they're talking about that, I love the idea of them doing mutants coming together now as opposed to meeting them as an established team. Because they're saying they're not going to get a X-Men focused movie for several years, which makes sense. I don't need that. I'd love to see
get like an Avengers build up.
I don't know. I think we're going to eventually see a Professor X emerge, and then all of those folks come together and maybe see that team show up in an Avengers style movie. But do I think we see a solo X-Men versus oh my God, what's the Brotherhood? I don't think we see that. Not for a long time.
Well, there was another story that somewhat ties into this. Avengers 6 is reportedly eyeing Hugh Jackman. Say that again?
Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty?
Yeah, Secret Wars. Secret Wars would be the 6th one. They're apparently eyeing Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire to make appearances in that movie. And if that's the case, along with this Kevin Feige news, that inevitably means to me that they're pushing X-Men back until after these 2 Avengers movies with Kang. Like, we're going to see the introduction of a lot of mutants, but I don't think we're going to see that team up, that mashup with the X Academy and all of that stuff until after these 2 Avengers movies.
I don't think we see the Xavier Academy or anything like that anytime soon either. I mean, and I think that's the right move. I think that's the right thing to do. I mean, we've got so much going on, so many pieces on the board, and there's big talk now that Disney wants production to slow way down. And I think that's for Feige's sanity. I think that's so they don't oversaturate this really popular product. I think it's a great move because it builds anticipation among the crowd. It gives us time to not have so much Marvel fatigue.
So when they say slow down production, do they mean just movies, or are they talking?
They're talking
everything. Everything. Yeah, everything.
Because you've already made me watch one phase, and I have no idea where it's going. I ain't got all this time to wait.
Well, we don't know what slowing down production means for them. That could mean, 1 or 2 movies a year. Because at this point,
not making Blade, so they've already slowed the production down on that.
But like we talked about this a couple times, is that like when we were in July, we were like, we get a Marvel new property coming out every other month.
Yeah.
We had a show or a movie or something and just very little downtime in between. That's insane amounts of production. And eventually you're going to run out of story. You're going to run out of interest. You're just going to lose your audience. So Bob Iger getting reinvested in there and seeing the way that the Disney board of directors, which call me guys, I'm happy to serve, which the way they want to do things, then I mean, I think this is good for everybody. From the
we talked about this
to Marvel itself.
We've talked about this several times. I mean, quality over quantity. It's pretty easy to assume that if they do slow down, the quality will skyrocket.
Yeah.
We don't need the quantity. We've been doing this with the MCU for 10 years now. We don't need the quantity. We need the quality, and we saw that it was painfully clear in Phase 4 that we needed the quality over quantity.
Sure. And we needed a more straightforward story. Not that they're not building toward one, but if they were trying to trick everybody, they're kind of doing a great job. Because now we've seen Loki. Loki was the start of Phase 4. And other than Scarlet Witch, I don't think we've seen anything that's really physically pushed the plot forward. We've seen Loki and we've seen Kang twice. And I think our next big mover or shaker, because none of these TV shows really push things forward except for Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That had a very good movement of how the world looks currently and what I guess your everyday person views as their life after the blip. Spider-Man did a good job of after the blip too, but I think Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Loki, and WandaVision have been the 3 things that have actually moved the story forward. So I agree. Let's get a more clear view. Let's slow down production. Let's see where things need to go, because you can't screw this up. Because if you go so fast, and like I'm inclined to give Ryan his crispy dollar, just to let them slow down and make sure they do Blade the right way. They get
100%. Yeah.
They get the more demonic side of the MCU done and done right. You need to develop characters. You can't just give me people and throw them on the team and I'll be like, oh, awesome. Because even in some of these comic stories, when some of these folks show up, it just feels convoluted, right? It's like, what's this person doing here again?
Well, the thing with the MCU, too, is they need to realize this. It's a cash cow. It's a guaranteed cash cow.
Right.
You put a movie out, that's a guaranteed $750 million globally. No matter how bad the movie... I mean, look at Thor 4. Thor was absolutely atrocious. Yeah. $750 million. Guaranteed.
Yeah, and
if...
Yep.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's the same thing. I was going to say it's the same thing with Black Panther. That movie didn't need to be good. It was miles ahead of Black Adam, but it didn't need to be. It was going to blow Black Adam out of the water, and it did.
Yeah.
It's just they've got that established audience now.
Say they've set a reputation at this point that like you slap Marvel logo on anything and people are going to watch it.
Right.
Because at this point they all know, everybody knows that everything in some sort of form or fashion is going to be connected. So any little bit and piece that you could get from the Moon Knights of the world, you're going to get down watching it because you don't want to miss where it all ties together.
Right.
100%.
So I think this is essentially a good move for the MCU. I don't know if I'm alone on that. Sounds like
I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
Who wants his movie every month?
I mean, I don't necessarily need a movie every month. I don't even need
of course, I'm
TV
exaggerating,
show
but
every month. Yeah, like I'm just saying, from where we're at in this phase, it doesn't seem like it's really going anywhere. So if you slow that down for me, I'm more inclined to be like, yeah, you know what, I'm done. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you think about it like this, Ryan, if they slowed it down but put more emphasis on where it was going, you know, they don't have that ability to put that effort into it when you're producing so much stuff. If you're trying to kick out like title after title after title, if you slow down and you're able to put that emphasis on the titles you are putting out, it's going to make for a better story.
I don't necessarily disagree, but we have to realize how much content there is to make and how the generation of which is going to eventually run dry. Because we have to think, if they're only doing one movie in one series a year, or even two movies in one series a year, we're all going to be dead by the time that all this shit's over.
That's kind of one of my worries.
Kind of like there's a lot of shit to put on screen and a lot of shit that we want on screen. So like the more they slow down, the less content we're going to be able to get.
But see, I do agree, but I also disagree a little bit with that, because the MCU has brought forward so many new actual comic book fans. People who have never picked up a comic book in their entire life are now reading comic books because of the MCU.
So I don't disagree with that. However, I would like to be alive.
That's, I think, what she was trying to make, is that at this point,
whether our daughter or sons or everybody else's kids love it and have watched everything to this point, and they've got another 70 years of Marvel ahead of them, we fucking don't. So
yeah, I think that was the point that she was trying to make, was don't slow down too much, because I don't want to be 80 years old going to a midnight showing, falling asleep during the previews. But still, I think the quality needs to be there.
For sure. 100%.
I don't think I think the way they were going to hit a peak and just die. With this, you are able to maybe lengthen that idea of having this content go out for longer and longer. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think that's a good approach for them.
Same thing goes with Feige. He's not going to do this forever.
No, how could he want to? Right. How could he want to?
I mean,
that check.
Yeah, and maybe he will, but I mean, does anybody know how old he is?
At some point,
how long does he plan on working?
Right, but at some point, you've got the house, you've got the cars, you've got whatever you need. It's about passion and wanting to get up and go to work in the morning. There's plenty of people that are ultra rich that are still out there working. I'm not saying that,
and I mean, he's definitely at this point coaching and putting people on a mantle, so that they're ready to take over when he goes.
I'm sure, and I'm tired of his text messages at 4 a.m. But. I'll take over
we
whenever,
just had a baby,
Kev.
so that's a lot to take on.
Kev Bottom ready whenever. That's one of those things that the check would solve all those problems.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, either way, I think I'm excited for what's going to happen going forward in Marvel. As we're out, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer. Who saw it?
Oh, man. What?
I don't watch trailers. I like to walk in completely surprised.
All right, fair enough. I
just want to kill one guy that nobody cares about.
I think you will. I think you will be very surprised by this. This one looks like it is going to be by far the most emotionally gut-wrenching Guardians we've ever seen. I think James
not just Guardians, MCU movie, period.
I'm not ready to cry again.
Bro, I don't think any MCU movie is going to top Infinity War.
You could be wrong, man. You never know.
Have you ever seen a raccoon hug an otter?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever seen?
Well, you're gonna.
You're going to.
Because Baby Rocket
is a cute kid. But maybe this is the one. His final revelation of that entire movie is that he finally goes, you know what, guys? I'm a raccoon.
Yeah.
I'm a raccoon, gang. It's right there. I could see it.
How cute would that baby be?
Going to do it for us here at the Alter Ego Podcast, episode 127. Thank you so much for coming by and giving us a listen or a look if you're on YouTube. We sincerely appreciate it. I've been your host, Jack Austin. Ryan, Rhino, Megan, say hello to everybody. Hello. Bingo.
Bye.
We will see you next week where we will be talking very heavily about the Game Awards. What's come out, what's been announced, who won what. It's going to be a good one. So, also, the Phase 4 discussion that we put out there in the universe, we did it on YouTube Live. We also recorded that and put it down as an episode for your enjoyment. Please go check that out, and we will see you around the bend if you want to reach out to us. And
do it.